Welcome rulers, we are at Age of Eternities release and we're trying to get the content as fast as we can. So in order to do that, our commander today is Tannuk, Steadfast second. For 2 generic and double red, we get a 3/5 legendary Cabo pilot, other creatures you control have haste, artifact and red creature cards in your hand have warp, 2 mana red. So one of the neat things about warp is that it's a cast ability, an alternate cast cost, so we can trigger stuff like Skill Beam Battalion. We pay 3 mana and we get 3 4/4s with trample and haste, but only one of them goes away at the end of turn. Now also notably, Tannuk only cares about red creatures as well as artifacts, so that means that Eldrazi are not gonna be useful in this deck because they are colorless, so even though it would be nice to get their cast triggers, we're just gonna keep with attack and enter triggers for our big creatures. So for instance, we have Trumpeting Carnosaur, Italy Primal Storm, Combustible Gearhulk, Ancient Copper Dragon, and one from Lord of the Rings, Riders of the Mark. At the beginning of your end step, if the creature attack, return it to its owner's hand. So we want to stack this so that we get the Riders back on our hand instead of into exile with Warp. And then we get a number of 1/1 human soldiers with equal to the toughness of the Riders. So they are 4/4, we get 4 human tokens. Not the best, but it's a 7/4 that can attack each turn. And it goes to our hand, so that's a synergy, so we can keep warping it over and over again. The rest of the deck is gonna be ramp, interaction, some artifact hate that also hits creatures. We're gonna be trying Plasma Bolt from Age of Eternities. It's a shock, a sorcery speed, but if we warp that spell, then it's essentially a sorcery speed lightning bolt. We also have a couple of damage based rat because Tannuk is a 3/5, so he can survive fire magic, Storm's Wrath, even Sweltering Suns, Brother Consent, and a little bit of. We also have a little bit of artifact synergies. We have treasure synergies: Charming Scoundrel, Generous Plunderer, Magda, Plundering Barbarian, Professional Facebreaker, and that way we're gonna be making some treasures, so if we get to Magda, we can cheer out one of our big dragons or big artifacts, or just if we get our commander removed, then we can try to cast our big spells for the full cost. So that's the deck, and we are gonna go into the queue and see how fast our warp speed is. So in the against Tifa, so we need to get our removal. We go first, so if they play Tifa on turn 2, we get to turn 3 play Nahiri's Warcrafting, maybe get our land, and then later we can Trumpeting Carnosaur to deal with Tifa for a second time. At which point I think opponent might be considering conceding. Or maybe we just play Tannuk here, because they are in green. Okay, let's play Koth since we're drawing. Okay, I forgot to mention, but I typically put all Koth and 4 mana Chandra, 6 mana Chandra in the mono red big spells type of decks. So yeah, that's why Koth is in here, and Chandra, Awakened Inferno I think, as well as Torch of Defiance. So here we're gonna Maybe I should have used Warcrafting first. So let's get the Overlord here. Yeah, this is more of a big red slash red the queens kind of game, but we can play that game. Here we should Warcrafting first. Okay, opponent saves it. We're gonna search for a basic. Play the basic. We're at 6 mana. So what should we do? I think we keep the Carnosaur for removal. Although it might be nice to copy it with Calamity. Okay, Tifa. And even if opponent has protection for Tifa here, we're gonna try to kill it again with Goth. And the way they tapped, they cannot have two of them, so overprotect. Unfortunately, we didn't get the land.
Catch this.
But we might as well play Mirror Shield and Tannuk. Okay, they have removal for Tannuk. Unfortunate. Because he also kills Goth, but we're gonna have Overlord online. We have enough mana for Calamity.
My resolve never dies.
So opponent should be scared. Not us. So yeah, I'm trying to rack my brain as to what they could have that beat us. I don't think there's much. Even if they have multiple protection spells, we don't really care. Calamity copying Overlord. Okay, Escape Shift. That's gonna help them ramp. But at least they didn't play it with Tifa, so I count it as a win. Okay, yeah, they see we have Calamity, Crew, Attack. Good games. Let's go to the next one. So yeah, I think at the end of the day that Carnosaur for removal was good, even though we could have tried to get the most value, but being too greedy, and we saw they had Escape Shift, so unless they drew it later, we did the right thing but by using Carnosaur. Oh, against Tifa again. Okay. And we have removal. This is the same player. Is matchmaker broken? I don't know. I didn't check their name. Here I think we play Tannuk next turn and we use Fury to kill Tifa and the elves. Then after that we have Cityscape Leveler. We might not have a play after that one, but maybe that's good enough. Okay, opponent doesn't attack, so that means they have protection. So let's go for the double removal. They're gonna protect Tifa, and we'll see if they have the win next turn. Okay, that's not Snakeskin Bay also. Still a ways to go for lethal. They can make it huge here. Ooh, just one land. So that's 6 damage, we're gonna take it all. And we're gonna work. Actually, let's work Cityscape Leveler. That way we'll deal with both of our opponent's stuff. Tifa. Go to combat, destroy the adventuring gear. And we are at 5 mana. A long way still, full price, casting from Warp. How do you say that? Well, I mean, casting from Exile, but there's not a Warp Zone, this is regular Exile, so maybe there could be another turn. Opponent gets Moss Form Hydra. Another Moss Deal with Thread. So because we can cast Carnosaur for full price next turn, we should play Solar Transformer and Warp Dracoset. Now this is gonna become a 4/4, but Dracoset can kill it regardless. Full damage to any target and 3 to up to 2 other targets. Yeah, you need to double. You needed the Chocobo, traveling Chocobo, in order to save the Hydra here, maybe. Opponent goes to 3. Dracoset warps away, and we are presenting lethal, I think. Well, we are presenting lethal in Tannuk, but opponent should have 1 or 2 more blockers. And because the Carnosaur might get another creature, then okay, that's the land also puts them to 4. So they are not forced to block with Tifa, but they do not know we have another. Actually, we can cast Dracoset again. Yeah, let's go for that. and that's the game. So 2 Tifas in a row, 2 wins in a row. Not bad so far. Yuna, Hope of Spira. So they're gonna be an artifacts, an enchantment deck. And we do have interaction, but not ramp or our third land. So let's mulligan. Okay. We should get the tap lands first. And Kasuret's Monument, also in this deck, and the thing that it does is it gives us discount for red creature spells, and that also works with Tannuk. We can essentially work for 2 mana. That's a nice upside, but I forgot. I need to play the other land here. Okay, it's Death and Champion from opponent, and they follow up with Anora, Springheart and Toko. They need to play it before their land, but I mean, they are still drawing cards. So the champion is gonna grow much more than we would want. And did they mill anything? Not worthy. Coming off a Mugrove's, but I think they're gonna reanimate. Cast out. So what do we use to bait cast out? Yeah, I'm afraid we might be losing this one. Just because they happen to hit something good. And they have Springheart Toko. Again, landfall cards are way too good. Okay, Mirari's Wake. So we should try to get something great here. If we manage to pull it off, then that's not it. We discard a card, draw a card. We're gonna go for another draw. Or actually another 2 draws. Let's see what we hit. No, Clive is our best card here, so we are cooked, I'm afraid. Decline, we will discard to Clive here. Yeah, opponent is gonna have 10 mana, 12 mana probably. They're gonna copy Death and Champion, they can get Yuna. I don't think we can recover from that. So let's let them at least play Yuna. Okay, if they do not play Yuna, we might have a chance, but they have all these Death champions in the world. Yeah, that needed to be a shock land if they wanted to copy the champion. But it seems like they're not in that business anymore. equal to the total mana value. Reprobation. Oh, okay, that might do it. Let's block. We will discard Raiders. And yeah, I'm afraid we are losing. Battalion, not good enough against this board. And that's kind of the downside of playing Mono Red. We need to rely on our big artifacts in order to remove creatures for good. Otherwise, when they get too big against green, then we just don't have a recourse to win. It is what they call balance. And I guess that's one of the reasons people want to keep some semblance of the color pie, because sometimes it is balanced, if not necessarily fair, but it helps to have more fun games, or at least have a downside of playing a single color or so. Are we keeping this just for Obliterating Kimbolt? Yeah, I like that. We're gonna have a death turn 3 and a death turn 1. But turn 2, 4 and 5 are pretty much a given. We'll see if it's enough to win though. And we are against Priestly Bill, another landfall, mono green deck. And it seems the matchmaker likes pitting us against decks that go big. Elysian Caryatid. Okay, we're gonna use Nahiri's Warcrafting on Bill, even if we lose the card we get. We don't have 0 mana artifacts in this deck, so we're just gonna exile a card that's not relevant. Or maybe not. Maybe they are being patient so that they can protect Brill the turn they play it. And if this is okay, this is gonna be another 2 counters. So let's go for Tannuk. They can punch Tannuk, they can fight Tannuk. Oh, fight rigging. This is where we pray to the magic gods. And it seems like they're not happy with us and they let our opponent have. Oh, okay, they have a big spell. Hardened Scales. We are okay with that. We're gonna take 12. This for a Flesh Wound. And we can play the Obelisk, follow up with Seerscape Leveler. Warp time. Yeah, let's take the Ossolid. Just because they can use the Power Stone to activate it. And I guess technically they can still use both of them to activate Priestly Bill. Okay, they make us sack the obelisk. Dragon. I guess I needed to use... Well, maybe there wasn't a better sequence for this. We use Warcrafting and we deal lethal on Bristly Bill with the Balefire. When it goes to 7, hopefully enough for Riders. And yeah, we kill Bill, we have 2 big boys in exile, we win the game. Good games. Carl 1983. Good games. Just noticed this guy. Okay. Yep, apologies. I just noticed the avatar wasn't moving. A little bit of technical issues, but we are online now. And we should be good for the rest of the video. So how good is this deck so far? It's... Okay, we keep getting Tifas. We go first. And also notably, this is the evoke cost is from anywhere, so we can even potentially just exile a card in order to get the evoke once Fury goes into exile. That is if we warp it first. But this may seem like a situation where we don't want to do that. We're gonna Soul Sear Tifa and... okay, maybe just... no, we Soul Sear still. Azusalos, but thinking. No follow-up. Now I'm thinking what tricks are there to protect that give indestructible but don't hexproof, and I think there aren't any in green. They are the ones I'm thinking are white, so the second part of Soul Sear is not gonna be that relevant. So here I think we use Suplex with Fury, or maybe we just wait. We could also just wait. Yeah, I think we try to use Suplex Tifa and then maybe Soul Sear in response. And they can only use Shared Terrace because Demolition Fields needs us to have a non-basic. So that's something in our favor. Okay. So maybe actually... yeah, let's try to Warp Fury. See how it pans out. Okay, they protect Tifa. So kill these two. So if they have another way to grow Tifa, that means we might need to jump block. But they were maybe low on lands. A Boreal Grazer. That's one. They have the regular land drop. That would be two. And one for the terrace. That's three. Okay, that's four. But they didn't use a growth spell, so we will just go to low life. Oh no, we are dead. Yeah, they had the extra mana from Utopia's Brawl, which means they played that wrong. They needed to use Demolition Field. If they use Demolition Field, then they get an untapped land. They use that land in order to okay, yeah, they lost that one. They misplayed. They could have the extra 16 damage. Good game, Stifa. Seems like we are in the undefeated against Stifas. And yeah, being the third one, they almost got us. So hopefully we get some other pairings now. But who knows, there's always the Brawl course for Matchmaker after release. I mean, also Arena is coursed after release, so let's hope for the best. Okay, here we go against Sephiroth. Seems like they are putting us against other monocolor decks. And they maybe put us against Yuna because she also plays a lot of basics. And I say that as we threw Blood Moon in our opener. Frat Colony. I don't think opponent will like this. Cloud Keon creature. Red Colony. Red Colony. They are thinking if they play the fourth colony or they play Sephiroth. Okay, they play Sephiroth. We're gonna Fire Magic here. That is as a Sephiroth. See you next week. Okay, opponent plays Midweek Magic. Did we have fun? Sure. And that's where you get that what you call it, that emote. See you next week. At least they didn't make it see you next Tuesday. Midweek Magic does start on a Tuesday, but they almost made it see you next Tuesday. And I guess because you can play it either on Tuesday or only Wednesday or only Thursday. That's your schedule against Yuna again. Is this the same player? I'm gonna be asking that a lot, aren't I? So we have ramp, and payoff. Let's see if our opponent doesn't hit the jackpot with a big enough creature. Otherwise... And yeah, another good card in this deck, Casual's Fury, because it allows us to sacrifice one of our creatures that we warped in. We warped in, attack, then use Casual's Fury to sacrifice it, deal some extra damage, hopefully lethal to our opponent. Calyx Guided by Fate. Play Tannuk, hope for the best. Keynesian Wanderer. That's still enough to play some big... or some aura that's gonna deal with Tannuk. Shelter by Ghosts. Yeah, they're gonna copy Shelter by Ghosts. Keep getting lands out of the deal, so... And because Shelter by Ghosts gives War 2, that's gonna be almost impossible to remove. Maybe we were to play something like... what's the red? Deals 1 damage to any creature, it can be countered. But if it's a white or blue creature, it deals 5 damage instead. We would need exactly that in order to deal cleanly with that Calyx. But as it stood... yeah, I think we met our Achilles heel in Yuna enchantment decks, or... yeah, because red cannot deal with the enchantments that easily. And also, both of the Yuna decks we face so far are decks that cannot grow us. Now we are against Yorion, Sky Nomad. So they're gonna be a blink deck. The creatures are gonna generate value whenever they enter. I guess we play Strike Master, because even if they play a blocker, we still get the mana. Volcanic Spite. Otherwise, if they played Spirited Companion, they can block Magda, and I'm not a fan of that. Mana Geode. When it enters, cry 1. We are playing Tannuk. Static Net. That's gonna take care of Tannuk, I'm afraid. But at least we will have enough mana to hardcast either Guildhawk or Clive. Play the Gearhawk. See if they let us go 3. And if not, let's see if we get deal some big damage. Okay, they let us draw. It would be 4. Now they can blink static net. Maybe we should have kept Tannuk under it. We were not longer gonna be relying on it. They kill our Guild Hulk with Lauren of the third path. Should play Chandra. Plus, oh, that's a counter spell. Okay. Dissipate. We are still gonna kill Lauren, I think. We send Storm's Wrath. An opponent might be pulling ahead depending on what they have in their hand. If they have card advantage into Jorion, they're gonna blink their net, put Professional Facebreaker under it, Solemn Simulacrum. And Order of the Alpha, not the best, but also not bad. So here we play Magda as well as Clive. We're gonna discard 3, draw 5. And let's kill the Oracle. Then we go for the Facebreaker. And they might want to put the net on Clive. Okay, Time Warp. Yeah, not game winning for them, but more like they get to continue playing. Pristine Talisman, they're gonna gain a life. And this is Jorion, but or maybe Ultima if they are tapping the talisman. No, maybe they are just gonna blink. Okay, Paradox Engine. Huh. I guess I see you, opponent. I see you. Yeah, they are one good piece away from going infinite. They needed to also blink the talisman, they tap it response, but they were in full control, so they're gonna get the scry with the geode. And they're gonna take Clive, okay. I guess we need some sort of scry to the top. I didn't pay attention. Okay, upgrade does it. So this, we're short on mana. But I guess upgrade's still really good. Let's just keep it up. We hit with the Professional Facebreaker. And we'll see what happens. We are giving them one free spell, I guess. Destroy Paradox Engine. Let's see what they get with the Spirited Companion now. Peter's Humiliation. We drew Plasma Bolt. Okay, we're gonna attack with you and you. Maybe Magda as well. Let's attack with everyone then. Okay, so let's Plasma Bolt Jorion. And opponent might, yeah, the plan was to blink Spirited Companion as well as their mana rocks, but let's see if they also got for Static Net. I don't know what that was. Maybe, hopefully you didn't hear that noise. Like some electric crackling, but it was outside the window. Okay, so here, let's exile the top. We get Goth. Goth, deal with Jorion.
by my side.
Then we exile another card from the top, and we get Ramp. And finally, for our last treasure, we get Trumpeting Carnosaur. Yeah, should have stopped before that. But alas, we needed to spin it. Hope to win it. It goes to 5. They get Felia. Necromancer, ooh, that's gonna be big. No pun intended, although I guess I made it. But yeah, they're gonna get... but they don't. Okay, they got Ancestral Recall because of the Oracle, but they don't get to recast Jorion here. I guess they can get time walk. If they do, then it might be game over for us. Unable to scream on by Fire Dragon. Yeah, that's 2 removal spells they used on the dragon. And I'm here for it, to be honest. Okay, they blink Micromancer, that's what I meant. They get huge card advantage from it. We trade Felia for Magda. Where else do they have a removal? Sword to Plowshares, a bounce spell, maybe Wash Away, 3 steps ahead. Maybe Ephemerate. Where is it, opponent? If you Ephemerate, okay, Wash Away. We are going to... Actually, we need to search first for the small statistical improvement in getting something good. Palantir. Okay, let's see your counter spell, I guess. No counter. So let's play Mindstone. And we're gonna attack with everyone. Or just Tannuk, I think. Okay, they block with Companion. Dragonhawk. You don't want to counter this. Oh, actually you can't, because we named Dragon. I mean, you don't want to send it to the graveyard. Okay, so this is Jorion. Get the Lotus and then Jorion. Okay. Oof. Okay, I'm not mad. Let's draw 9. Although... Yeah, this was the game right here, so... Okay, they take the dragon instead of Tannuk. And they have Micromancer here. Oh, it's power for greater. My bad. So here, let's see what Dragonhawk gets us. Price Dragon Hook. An Ancient Copper Dragon. That's 5. Let's end the turn. Source to Plowshares finally. And that might kill Dragon Hook. So yeah, maybe we needed to draw with Clive. Hindsight, I guess. Here we need to scratch something good to the top. Fire Magic. Actually, can we cast Fire Magic? If we do, we take care of Micromancer. But I don't think that's what we wanna be. Iron Crack is even worse. So yeah, it seems maybe drawing with Clive might not be the answer either. Okay, so opponent still has 1 mana spells, Cloud Shift. That would be 5 so far. Yeah, 5. How many could they be running? I guess 7 to 10. 10 might be an exaggeration, but they could still have a couple more. Might Stone and Weak Stone, draw 2. Arcane Signet. Jorion. Yeah, that Mikeson might be might be the final nail, I think. But let's see if we get a couple of good cards here with our treasures. Otherwise, it might be time to concede. Their opponent order the triggers. First you search with Micromancer, then you draw, then you scry. Or rather, you do whatever with Milestone and Weakstone. -5, -5. Spell Pierce. Okay. Set. Yeah, I guess I misplayed that one. We needed to keep Tannuk on static net. So yeah, let's consider it here. Good games. It's always kind of uphill against Jurian. And it seemed weird. The mono red players didn't climb enough mountains to master every hill. It happens. So I'm thinking a couple of more games. And we should be done with the video. So let's hope for another interesting one. Hopefully not another mono green. Kali of the Past. Okay. This might be a better match. We are playing against a similar archetype. They're also trying to cheat big creatures, but they're cheating by attacking with their commander. So they're gonna be trying to get haste, maybe protection for Kalia. That way, when they get to put an angel, demon, or dragon. Okay, Dragaman. Yeah, that checks out. What is Tannuk? Kakabu. And we're gonna play Scoundrel. Create a treasure. And see if we can block Ragavan. Okay, we stave off Ragavan. Play Mindstone and Solar Transformer. I think we just need another land. If we get it, then we can Tannuk into Dracoset. Otherwise, maybe File of Galadriel into Tannuk. And then the turn after that, just regular Dracoset. Oh, that's haste. And Menace. Yep. Let's see what dragon they have here. If it beats us, then we go to the next one. Otherwise, we will try to fight through it. Okay, sneak attack. Pretty much the same deal as playing Kalia, but at least they get to repair it. If they choose to. Also, we cannot remove it, so better against us in particular. That's a Griselbrand. Okay. Yep, we have seen enough. Good games, Kalia. You kind of beat us at our own game. So is this the final boss, or maybe we play another just to end up on a positive note if we don't happen to get a win here against Talia and the Gitrog. So they are landfall and sacrifice. Landfall kind of annoying, sacrifice we are okay with. Let's start with a mana dork and another mana dork. Let's play Solar Transformer here. And then we will get Tannuk after. Okay, no, we need to. Yeah, we're gonna get Fury and Tannuk, maybe. Now here is Warcrafting on our opponent's commander. We get a land. That's a jackpot. And we get to kill our opponent's dorks. See if they concede after this. Okay, they are still playing. And nowhere else. Okay, they trade for the elves. We're happy with that. Malevolent Rumble. Yeah, we don't mind too much Rosy Cotton. They're gonna be making tokens, but we can snipe them before they get to Thalia again. So the question is, do we warp Dracoset or do we just... Yeah, I guess we should warp it. Because we are at 7. And we're gonna kill Greta and the Eldrazi spawn. Yeah, and another reason to... Actually, we just played the Balefire, I think. And that's gonna wipe our opponent's board. Eater of all. Okay, we're gonna wait one turn, I think. Attack with the Face Breaker. And that's gonna slow us down. Our creature center tapped. But we're gonna put the boots on the dragon. That's not a food, so Igra doesn't grow. Prosperous Innkeeper. When it gets counters on Igra. They sacrifice a land? Okay. No, they cannot. They already sacrificed the Innkeeper. annoying. Actually, that might win them the game. Or maybe not. They're just gonna pull ahead a little bit. I think we need to jump block Kira from now on. If they don't get trampled, we win. Eventually, I guess. No, next turn. That's 6. Then some more damage. Okay, yeah. We had it. We were gonna deal 11 from their Crusade, 17. They needed to sack both of their things, both of their food. And in that case, if we drew something, we case it with Tannuk. Yeah, I guess we had the game. Or maybe we just block with the Facebreaker. Yeah, either ways, we got it. And I guess they paired us against Talia so that they slow us down by making our creatures enter tapped. So yeah, good on the matchmaker for that. But we still won, so good game, Thalia. And I guess that's the end of the video. I will try to edit a little bit more the next couple of ones, but for now remember to subscribe, and I will keep posting daily Age of Eternities until we run out of commanders, and then we will play some more Brawl. See you in the next one. Bye bye.